So, so there seems to be a slight problem going on right now. Um, I can't seem to get off world. The, uh, the recall function on my communicator is not working properly. I tried it several times and, I'm still here. It's supposed to, take me right back off world, back to my lab on the hub, but it's not functioning. But I'm sure it's just a minor glitch. I'll try it again later, and I sent a message to my supervisor. Hopefully I'll be hearing back to them soon and they can, get me back off world. I mean, if my communicator's not functioning, I mean, they'll know I'm gone and they'll come get me. But I guess this has turned into an impromptu longer stay, which is fine. It gives me more time to do my research and sorry, I'm just a little discombobulated right now. I don't like it when my equipment doesn't work, but that's fine. That's fine. Things happen sometimes, field research doesn't always go smoothly. But, I am survival trained, and, I do still have some food left. I'm gonna try not to eat anything growing here. I'm not sure if it'd be safe. I mean, generally, stomach acid is able to neutralize the Sculk, but again, with this Sculk being so strange and different, I don't want to take that kind of risk. So I'm going to hold out on my own rations for as long as I can. I should be able to respawn here. I do have things set up for that, but dying still hurts. No one wants to do that, especially not dying to a warden. So I'm just gonna have to be very careful. But yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do but try to set up somewhere. There's really not a lot of trees around for me to use as building material, but I'll do my best. Gather up my bed, and I'll head over to this tree. I might not be able to avoid walking on the Sculk. So far, I don't have any signs of contamination, but, we want to be cautious, nonetheless. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do it. I gotta get to this tree. We got any shriekers nearby? No. Alright. Let's just very quickly grab some of this. Start getting some of our usual survival equipment. Alright. Maybe I'll go over there. It seems to be a larger tree out that way. Let's see. I suppose there won't really be a need for me to make a sword or anything. I mean, the only thing hostile I anticipate encountering is a warden, and in that event, it wouldn't matter if I had a netherite sword. So I'll just keep my extra things out of the way. We got our pickaxe. And I'll get an axe. It'll be more efficient for chopping down trees. And yeah, let's carefully make our way over to that large tree in the distance there. and try to avoid setting off any of the shriekers along the way. Man, it does not bode well for me that my communicator's not working. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with it. It otherwise seems to be functioning all right. I can check my coordinates and all that. I can view any of my past messages and so on. It's just that recall function that's not working. I'll definitely take it in for repairs once I get back off world. Okay, we gotta be careful going past this little section. But since I am staying here longer, I suppose I might try to find an ancient city. See if those still exist here. Gotta be careful once more. Alright. Oh, wow. Look at this. And well, it seems what I thought was a large tree in the distance is actually just two smaller ones, but that's okay. We can work with that. Any nearby shriekers? Oh, there's one right there. Okay. I may need to, for safety... Oh, yeah. There's multiple shriekers right there. Let's see. Would it be safe, though? Okay. I think they're just out of range. Oh, and the Sculk is up on this tree, too. I don't want to disturb the network too much, but I think it'll be alright. I mean, so far they haven't sent any wardens after me. I'm sure the Sculk knows I'm here, but I guess so long as I'm being quiet, it's not gonna alarm. Okay. Take these saplings. I'm gonna need those for later. Okay. Well, I think this spot will be safe enough for me to make a small little home. Just somewhere I can put my bed and store my items while I further explore. Yeah. Yeah, that should be alright. I'll get a shovel and clear out some space, and I'll resume recording once I have something to show. Alright, well, that ought to do it. Some time has passed, and I have managed to set up just a little house for myself. Very simple and small. I didn't really need much. Let's take a quick look in here. I have my bed set down. And I've got, some of your basic necessities, a furnace, a chest for some of my items. Just somewhere for me to come back to. Get some rest. It has been slow going. This area is somewhat safe for me to walk around in, but going any further out, and I do of course have to take it very slowly and quietly so as not to set off the shriekers. Unfortunately, I have ran out of all of the bread that I brought with me, which is a problem, but I did collect a couple apples from the trees that I was cutting down for my house. I hesitate to eat them. They don't seem to have any visible sign of Sculk infection on them, but even so, I mean, you can never know for sure, but I haven't heard back from my supervisor at all, nor have I been able to fix my communicator. The recall function still isn't working, so I might be here for the long haul. In which case, in order to ensure my survival, I may have to begin eating the apples and maybe begin growing some wheat. I do have seeds, so I can do that, but it just feels like a risk. I'm not sure. But I don't really have a lot of options here. I mean, there's no animals around. You know, I can't even fish. Oop. I just have to do what I've got to do. I mean, if any infection does happen, I can be cured once I leave. So, as it is, I might just have to hold on to these. I can eat those if I need to. I did kind of have a crazy idea that maybe I could go to the Nether. The Nether, I mean, it's unlikely that the Sculk has infected it. In which case, I can go in there, I can trade with the piglins, I can kill the hoglins for meat. And that should be enough for me to get by on. It's just, in order to get to the Nether, though, I'm going to have to go underground. I'm gonna need to find obsidian, get iron, get diamonds. But I imagine that shouldn't be too hard. It should be very safe. And in fact, I have explored a few caves in this area just while obtaining the coal and the stone that I needed for my roof. It's just that I have to be very careful not to set off, of course, the shriekers. And, you know, being in a cave, it's more dangerous. You know, they could be in high places I can't see, or in adjacent tunnels and be set off by my activities. So, it's a risk, but it's what I've got to do. It's just... why did things have to go wrong? It was just supposed to be a nice quick trip. Come to the world, get some samples, get off the world. But... well... whatever. I need to try not to get caught up on it. Things happen. And... you know, we just gotta keep on moving. So I'm going to make some more torches, and then I'm gonna head down into the caves and see if I can find some iron. I think I want a little bit more than that. Even if I don't necessarily have to worry about hostile mobs, I still want to know, you know, where I've been. I probably don't need to take my notebook. Let's see. I did make note of my trouble with my communicator, of course. You know, always want to keep good records of everything that's happening. Search the cave systems of this world for an ancient city. I would like to find one very much. I think that could give me some valuable insight. You know, I'll take the notebook with me. Who knows? I might find something that I want to write down. All right, well, let's head down and see what we can find. You know, I've already kind of been looking around this area, but we're gonna take a further look down this way, I think. Or it's going that way could be interesting too. However, this way, I've noticed, opens out into a pretty big cavern. So it might be better for me to go down here. See if I can find any iron. It just might be tricky. The Sculk is covering up a lot of the wall. I could dig it out of the way, but I think it's best to not upset the network too much. Like, it can feel everything I do to it. I mean, you can hear it even now. It's listening to my every move. Okay. This was as far down as I'd gone before seeing the cavern. But I do see there is iron right there. So I might be able to get that. I'm just gonna have to dig down to it. Be very careful here. Even if there's nothing hostile, I still don't want to take a big fall and break my leg. That wouldn't be good. Okay. Like I said, I could dig through the Sculk, but don't think I want to do that. Let's just gather up more of this. Just very carefully now. Okay, we're all good. No shriekers nearby. We just have this one sensor here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Huh. Isn't this something, though? Being down in a big dark cave like this and no mobs. Nothing to bother me. Just the Sculk, of course. Keeping me company. Yep. Gotta love it. But okay, we've got some iron. That's good. Man, I almost just don't know where to go. Like, there's so many different options, but you just gather up this iron right here as well. I got those. And we'll go get this iron. I might not need armor here, but it'll certainly do me good whenever I go to the Nether. So I'll make sure I get enough iron for a full set. There we go. Whew. I am being a little reckless, but even if I do set off a shrieker, it's not like a warden will show up immediately, so it'll be okay. Right now I'm just seeing what I can find. What? Do you hear that? There's a spider nearby. How? Oh, is that a dungeon? They still exist? Well, I'm not prepared for this. Ooh. Well, I need to go get a sword. This is incredible. I'll be right back once I have some equipment. Ooh. Well, I got lucky. No chests, though. That's unfortunate, but look at this. Spider spawner. Now that has some fascinating implications. Sensor. Wow. That is pretty amazing. I can make use of this. It'll be good to get some string. But wow, what a find. I did make myself a little bit of armor. Ended up not needing it, but that'll be good in case I come across some other dungeons. Though now I'd like to make a little bit more armor, so let me get this iron. Ooh, okay. Oh, was that it? Okay. It's a bit of a risk. Okay. That's okay. We can have one. Okay. Luckily oh, there's one up there. Luckily it doesn't seem as though the wardens are more aggressive here. Which is good. And so we don't want to do that too many more times. Let's just keep exploring. Let's go over here. Any nearby shriekers? Alright. Let's just... Okay. Let's take a moment for me to just make note of the presence of that spider spawner. Alright. That'll be very interesting information to bring back. Let's keep exploring. I could use some more coal. Let's go down here. Maybe I'll stumble across another spawner. It would be really good to find one that has chests around it. Oh. Oh, sounds like it's storming up above. At least that means the weather is probably normal. Oh. Well, here's more iron, but it's got Sculk veins over it. Although, I mean, the Sculk veins aren't a thinking component of the network. They're more like wiring. So hopefully it doesn't mind if I just remove it. There we go. Wow, listen to that weather. Well, I'm kind of glad I'm down here in the caves and not up there having to deal with that. A little bit more iron. How are we doing? 11. I'll go look. Man, which way do I want to go? I want to go that way? This way? There's just so many choices. What would really be interesting is flying through here with an elytra. You know, even if the shriekers do go off, it's not like the warden would be able to catch me. I mean, wardens can't fly. Thank goodness. Alright. Oh, a little bit of redstone there. Oh, and some lapis. I suppose if I do get the resources for an enchanting table, this will come in handy. I'm gonna get this. Well, I might have to upset the network a little bit and get rid of this shrieker. I don't know. Is it worth it? I mean, if I mine this redstone, it's going to set off that sensor, which I think is just close enough to this shrieker. I don't think it's worth it. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I know I could break it, but... Oh, there's another one up there. No, I'm not risking it. We'll leave it alone. And we'll just keep very carefully moving in this direction. This does seem to go deeper, so I might have a better chance of finding diamonds in this direction. Okay. Okay, we've gotten deep enough to find deep slate. Alright. Switch to using my iron pickaxe. Okay. Let's continue down. Okay. I might have to staircase down. Oh, there's some gold. There we are, just a little more iron. But oh, this will come in handy. Oh, it was just the one. Okay. Because what I would like is to be able to make some golden boots. That way, if I do make it to the nether, the piglins won't be hostile towards me. I guess I will continue further down. Like I said, I want to get down to where I can possibly start finding some No. Oh. Is that... It is. I actually found one. Oh, would you look at that? Well, I guess that confirms it. There are still ancient cities here, which means there were people. But considering the lack of any sort of civilization on the surface, it could mean that perhaps the Sculk here didn't leave any survivors. Wow. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to go down here. It'll be a risk, but hey, what's life without a little bit of risk, huh? Although, perhaps I should... Well, even if I was fully suited up, it wouldn't make a difference if I did get attacked by a warden. So I think I'll just go down there as I am and hope for the best. Of course, it will require a very careful descent. But once I make it down there, that's where things are gonna get really interesting. And I do hope we find some interesting stuff. See you next time.